How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Jump In Travels. Today, we're going to be exploring Kyoto and Osaka. Let's jump right to it.
So if you're traveling from one big city to the next on the Shinkansen train station, I recommend to buy it in advance. So we're coming from the Shinagawa station in Tokyo and going to Kyoto in our scenario, which is about 2.5-hour train ride. If you end up doing that and need to take large luggage, you should buy it in advance because there's a limited storage space, and in order for you to get that storage space, you need a reserved seating.
Our first day in Kyoto, we took a bus ride to Arashiyama Bamboo Forest. There's no fee to visit, and it could take about 45 minutes to complete the loop. But keep in mind that you encounter a large crowd as the day continues. We chose to walk 15 minutes further to find the Adashino Nembutsuji Temple. Although here, you'll pay for an entrance ticket under $5. This temple is known for its many small Buddha statues. In fact, there's over 8,000 of them, and they're all dedicated to lone souls who died without any family. Towards the end of the temple, you'll find some stairs leading to another bamboo forest. That's just as picturesque without the heavy crowds. We hopped on a train to visit the Kimono Forest for a quick change of scenery. It's free to enter and it's a short walk, but it might be better to pass by at night when it's all lit up. Now, don't forget to put your hands in the special pond to receive peace and happiness. Later that night, we ventured out to explore the famous Tori gates. Alright, so we just got to Fushimi Inari, and if you're like me that don't like big crowds, I suggest you come at night because there is not that much people and you don't have to actually wait in line for a good picture. Now, this shrine is dedicated to the rice god Inari, and every Tori gate is a donation from individuals or a company, from the small ones going up to 400,000 to the big ones 1 million. Since the Tori gates are open 24 hours, we also visit them in the morning to get a better view and do some shopping at the food and souvenir stands. We tried out some Japanese octopus balls called takoyaki, or my personal favorite, the 10 yen cheese coin, which is basically a pancake with melted mozzarella inside. If you plan to walk through all the gates, just know it's about 3 miles long, with a lot of people, but it's definitely worth seeing in person. We eventually made our way to Kiyomizudera, which translates to Pure Water Temple. This is a World Heritage Site in Kyoto that's over 1,200 years old, and it's considered a sacred place for offering prayers. There are outlined shrines and cherry blossoms that really make the walk worthwhile. On that note, I will mention that the cherry blossoms were late to bloom for this season, so they were a bit hard for us to find. On our way back down, we passed by the Hokkanji Temple, or Ysaka Pagoda. It's 5 stories tall and lies in the middle of Old Kyoto neighborhood. The atmosphere definitely feels historical and architecturally Japanese. It's perfect for casual stroll and photos. And right around the corner, we came across Ysaka Koshindo Temple, known for its vibrant colors. We were lucky enough to see geishas that are allowing people to take pictures and videos with them. Unfortunately, Japan is now closing off certain parts of the district due to inappropriate behavior by tourists towards geishas. After being templed out, we decided to go shopping for kimonos at the vintage kimono and antique store. We should have done this before exploring all the temples, so we could have dressed up. But we still enjoyed browsing all sorts of kimonos they had to offer here. Some of the kimonos were as cheap as 1,500 Japanese yen, or $10. Even though there was a variety of colors and styles to choose from, I ended up liking a classic black kimono with a silver sash, while Sandra liked a gray kimono with a pink sash. At night, we checked out the Nintendo store located in the Takashiyama department store on the 7th floor. Here you'll find all sorts of cool merchandise, like game consoles, special edition controllers, and stuffed toys that obviously had Sandra a little overexcited. If you come to the store, make sure you head to the rooftop on the 8th floor, where you can get a signature Mario pose with the game flag. Alright, it's raining a little bit, but that's not gonna stop us. We're on our way now to Nishiki Market, which if you like to have some authentic Japanese food, come over here and try for yourself. This place has been open for about 400 years. It's also known as the Kitchen of Kyoto, since it has all sorts of unique bites and special food items that only accessible within Kyoto. I recommend to bring cash in hand in general, but particularly for these local markets because many stalls may not accept credit cards. After we finished browsing the markets, we took the train to Osaka. So since it's raining in Osaka, we decided to come here to Round 1, which is a huge park that has a lot of arcades, sports, and we're actually gonna check it out right now. The center has 11 floors of activities, including 2 basement floors of arcades that we were able to access with a 3-hour booking package. The first 4 floors are also arcade related, with crane games and slot machines. The middle floors have the biggest chunk of activities, like darts, billiards, golf, boxing, and even archery. Now the top floors have a track to ride go-karts and electric minigames, which were a little slow for my taste. One of our favorite games was the bumper balls. Each group waits in line and you're allowed 15 minutes in the game with your group. We didn't really play with any specific rules, we just wanted to knock each other down at this point. So guys, we just got back from sightseeing all around Osaka. We're pretty tired, but I gotta tell you something about where we're actually staying tonight. It's called Hotel Cargo. Now this place has all the necessities that you need. It has your little USB charger ports, you have your Wi-Fi, you even have a little TV there if you're actually willing to watch TV. Also, the men and women are separated on different floors within the hotel. Now, the bathrooms are public, but the showers are private. So they do come with body wash, shampoo, pretty much anything you need, even with a hair dryer. Now, it's pretty spacious if you bring one luggage. If you're bringing multiple, then you might have an issue with legroom and opening everything up. So overall, it's not a bad stay for $45 a night. Plus, you get to experience a capsule room. The next morning, we went to visit Osaka Castle. This is one of Japan's famous landmarks because it's played a major role in the unification of Japan in the 16th century after years of war. It's located in the middle of the city, and you'll notice it's crowded with tourists often, as well as locals picnicking on the grass with family and friends. We've been trying to see cherry blossoms since the beginning of this Japan trip, and we finally get to see them around the Osaka Castle. This was where we truly appreciated how beautiful they were up close. The area around the castle had many street vendors, with food options like churros, which was my favorite, and ice cream. There's also a shopping mall next to the castle named Miraija Osaka-jo that had a ninja theme store. There are several collectibles for purchase, including samurai swords that I wish I could have taken home. You can also play a Ninja Star throwing game at 300 yen for 5 throws. We made our way to the Pokemon Center near Dotonbori District. You'll find the store on the 13th floor of the Daimaru building. Once we walked in, it felt like nostalgia filled with childhood memories. There are many things you can buy like wallets, watches, keychains, Pokemon cards, and abundance of plush toys. Right across is the Pokemon Cafe that we didn't get to visit because it usually requires reservation. But you can wait in line in hopes there's available seating. We also stopped by a nearby store called Bookof. This is a must-visit store to shop for second-hand electronics, items, and collectibles. You can find retro consoles like Game Boy, Nintendo 64, and Sega, as well as video games for several different versions of all sorts of consoles too. By nightfall, we finally headed to Dotonbori District that had several restaurants and street vendors throughout. I recommend trying the Mitarashi Dango. If you keep walking, you'll find a bridge with a famous Glico Running Man sign surrounded by neon lights. It can really get crowded here, but it's worth taking a stroll at night. The following morning, we woke up early to take a couple trains and a bus ride to a secluded village away from the city. The final train was actually a steep cable car that takes us from the main train station at the bottom to the main bus station at the top. So we actually left Osaka to come to a small town called Koyasan to stay at a temple for the night. This temple, among others in the area, are Buddhist temples with monks that live on site. It was built in the 12th century and was offered as lodging for pilgrims who were journeying along various paths that are now considered hikes nearby. The temple is surrounded by lush vegetation and koi ponds, as well as outside and inside onsens. Keep in mind that it gets cold, particularly at night, because this area is up in the mountains and the temple has no insulation. We stayed in a traditional Japanese room with the tatami floors, and it also included complimentary tea during the stay. We even decided to pretend we were in the 12th century.
So you do the American. Hey! Where's my ocha?
Our stay also included a typical Buddhist vegan dinner at night and breakfast for the next morning. It's definitely a unique stay worth trying. There's a lot of places to explore around Kyoto and Osaka that we didn't cover, but based on our own experiences, there's so much to do and eat in this wonderful country. They have some of the most unique foods, captivating temples and shrines, and overall fascinating culture. Let me know what you guys think on the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and jump in with me next time on Jump In Travels.